D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just got done watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 2. And I have to say it was pretty good. I enjoyed it immensely. I feel like it's still a slow burn, and we only have 4 more episodes. So I'm all like, maybe you guys need to ramp it up a little bit. The action sequence in this episode was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. They're fighting on those trucks, which we'll talk about in a little bit when in the breakdown. But I think I thought that it was very insightful into the new Captain America, the Star Spangled Man or whatever he's called now. I thought he was Agent like Agent X or Agent American Agent or whatever, but yeah, that's probably who he is. Anyways, so I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it wasn't as with WandaVision, that was like a huge spectacle, but I think it's just when it comes to the characters of the Marvel universe, I think that it's a different show, different character, so it's going to have a different feel, obviously. So this one has, a very much a different feel than say WandaVision. So because of the characters. So let's get started on this breakdown because I don't want to waste too much of your time. So this episode starts off where you see this zipper going down this thing, and I was like bow, 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 and everything, but then we slowly see that it is the new Captain America, and he's in this high school football locker room, and he's like touching the lockers, which is weird, and he peels it off and he sees his initials. And then his wife, comes in, and she's all like, "Hey, I used to sneak in here when we went to school here." And he's like, "Yeah, that's probably why we won a bunch of games." I was like, "Oh, naughty." So then he just goes on about how he just wants to do the job, but he wants to make everybody happy, kind of thing. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said, but he just wants everybody to kind of be proud of him. And I understand what he was saying there. Like, he just doesn't want anybody let anybody down. And she comforts him, and she's like, hey, you do you, and you're gonna do a good job because you've always done a good job. And I thought that this interaction between them is good, and they did the little pinky promise thing and kissed it. I thought that was cute too. Couples have, me and my wife have a something kind of like that and everything. And then this is his partner. I can't remember his first name, but his I see from his thing, Hoskin. But he comes in, and he's like, I just want to do the job. And he's all like, with all this touring stuff and interviews and stuff, he's like, I just want to do the job. And he's like, this is the job. And and then he's like, this suit, it means a lot to people, yada yada yada, kind of thing. And so then we get this big pomp and circumstance and everything, and then all this stuff, and this band was good. I was all like bopping to it and everything. He's signing autographs, got the dancers there, and then he runs up to the stage, and he's on Good Morning America with this lady. I don't know this lady's name. I don't really watch Good Morning America. I don't like Good Morning America. It's all fluff pieces and like easy softball questions. There's no journalism going on Good Morning America whatsoever. And if they try to pretend like they are, they're so like, it's just to cater to house moms and nonsense. So there's his partner or whatever, and he's like waving to all these people like, hey, and everything, and she's asking him all these questions, and then they go through his little thing, and he's throwing the shield around. I was like, oh, he's pretty good at throwing that shield. I'm wondering, I don't really know this character that much. I've only seen him a couple times in the comic books. I'm not really, I thought he was a villain. I think he's a villain. He's a villain, I think. But he's, trying to, cater to them. And Bucky's watching this whole interview, and he's like, I never met Captain America, but he meant a lot to me, kind of thing. And Bucky's all pissed and everything at Sam. So he goes, Sam is getting ready for another mission. And Bucky shows up, and he's like, why'd you give up the shield? And he's all like, don't mess with me right now. I got to go do something. And he's all like, Cap gave you that shield because he believed in you. You shouldn't have gave it away, kind of thing. And he's all like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm hunting down this guy. And he's like, I'm coming with. And he's like, oh, you're not going to like, kind of thing. So they're on the thing. And Bucky's all like, you got a plan. And he, Sam is not answering him. I keep wanting to say Mackie because that's the actor's name, but I'm okay. So Sam, he's not answering him and everything. They're just staring at each other. This part, I don't understand if people like this thing. I don't like it when they do like 40 minutes of just staring back and forth. I'm like, yo, okay. The joke was funny the first time, not feeling it this time. So then he's all like, Cap had a plan and everything. And he jumps out of the plane. And then Bucky steps up to the thing and he's all like, he's like, I need a shoot. And he's like, we're so low, you can't use a shoot. And he's like, all right, I don't need one. He's like, are you sure? And he jumps out of the plane. I liked this part. And he lands, and then Sam uses weather wings. I don't remember this red things thing. He's like, I got that whole thing recorded. And so so then they're in this warehouse where they track down the Flag Smashers. And then he so they get into this warehouse, and then Bucky's walking around and stuff, and he's using weather wings to search out this place. And they see that these Flag Smashers are taking all this stuff and they're putting it on trucks. And I did like this part where Bucky sneaks up and he's all like, oh, you're all secretive talking and then everything, and he's all like, let's see you do it or whatever. And he like looks over, he's like, hello, and everything. Because Steve is there and he's like, I only see 2 guys, let's take him. He's like, oh, you only see 2 guys, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and everything. So they get on these trucks, and then Bucky runs. I liked seeing him run really fast and like run up on this truck and jump on it. And so he gets inside and he's like, it's all this medicine, because they think it's a hostage. There's a hostage on this truck. She pops out. As soon as she popped out, I don't know about you, but I knew from the trailers and, reading online beforehand that she is the bad guy. And this is Flag Smasher from the comic books. They race bent it. Her name is Carly. In the comic books, his name is Carl. I didn't know all this. I Wikipedia'd it like everybody else, because sometimes when they bring in these characters from the Marvel universe, sometimes, I read comic books. I haven't read a Marvel comic book in a long time because they're all crap. But, I don't know every character and everything. So, and this character like is old school. So anyway, so she pops up and everything. He's like, I'm here to help you. And she does this thing. And then he's like, all of a sudden she gets this smile on her face, like, and he's all like, what? And everything. And then boom, she kicks him out of the truck and he lands on the other truck, which, by the way, when he goes into the truck following behind him, why didn't they alert anybody to this nonsense going on? And so they pull him up and there's this huge fight. She destroys Weather Wings. She grabs it and she smashes it. And there's this big fight between these super soldiers, which we'll find out, and Falcon Winter Soldier, and then the new Captain America ends up showing up with his sidekick. I don't remember what the new Hopkins name is, what his superhero name is, but so they show up. And they're all fighting, and it's very cool. The Bucky's hanging on the side of the truck. It's very cool. I enjoyed a lot this part right here where Sam flies up and the super soldier guy gets hit with the sign. I liked that. I saw it coming, but I still like it. That's the whole thing. They always do these fight sequences, and they always do the same. Everybody does the same thing all the time, but I still love it when they do it. I'm like, yeah, give me more and everything. So they're fighting. I really liked that they were like, even though they're not on the same team, they're working in tandem kind of thing. I just like it. Marvel, their fight sequences, Marvel is famous for they have one team, or maybe they just have one team that they go in. And if you're a director and you've never filmed a fight sequence, they'll be like, oh, don't worry about it, we'll send somebody in to do it for you, kind of thing. So Sam saves Bucky and they fly off. And then Captain America, the new Captain America, he is hanging off of the back of the thing, and his partner, who doesn't have superpowers, he gets thrown off the truck. And as he gets thrown off, the new Captain America throws out a shield underneath him and he lands on it so he doesn't get hurt. And I was like, oh, good, because I thought he was going to die, and that was going to be like his trigger to send him to the dark side. Maybe it'll happen later on, but I kind of like this. This is the thing. I like his partner and I like the new Captain America, but I don't like them because I don't think that they're trying to be bad. They're just, like he said, he's just trying to, do the best he can, kind of thing. And he doesn't want to let anybody down. So I kind of like him because he's not, I mean, maybe he'll turn into a big douche, but he's not a big douche right now. So then he's hanging on, he gets up there and this girl kicks him off into another car and then they get away. So then Steve and Bucky are walking down the road and he's like, oh, I see those gears working and everything, which this from the first trailer and everything. And I do like that they're talking, and he's still mad at him for getting rid of the shield. So then these guys show up and they're like, come on, get in the car. It's 20 miles and everything. And then they're talking. He's like, listen, I get it. Captain America was your friend. I really want you to, us to work together. And he's all like, when everybody came back, the people pulled, all the resources to, create me and everything, and yada yada yada. So they're sitting there talking, and Bucky, is pissed and everything because, hey, his friend's legacy got given away, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then he's, having to see some other guy take on these responsibilities. And we'll talk about this in just a minute. But then he's questioning himself and his worth. And I liked that a lot. I really liked this show. Some of the writing in this show is very like, and then some of it is very good. So then they stop, and Bucky gets out, because I can't remember what the new Captain America guy says. He says something that pisses Bucky off. And Bucky's like, stop the car. I'm done with this nonsense. And then he's all like, listen, I'm just trying to be the best I can be, but it'd be great to have Captain America's sidekick on my team. And Sam's all like, it's always that last line, and he gets out of the truck too, because it is a douchey thing when people are, try to white knight, and they're all like, let me help you. And it's like, Sam didn't need, first off, he wasn't a sidekick. He came on the team, and Sam was doing this Falcon thing before he became a part of the Avengers. So he's not like a Captain America's wingman, like because he calls him Captain America's wingman. He was never his wingman. He was an equal, because I'm sorry, but like when watching Captain America Winter Soldier, Falcon was my favorite part of that movie. So I mean, like, Sam can hold his own, and he held his own in that fight. He rocked it out. I do enjoy him a lot. All the flying is so great. Anyways, okay, so yeah, it was a douchey thing to say that and everything. So then the Flag Smashers get to this safe house, and this guy is, like licking their taint and everything, and being all like, my wife made you special dinner. I got all this stuff, made it all special for you. You have safe houses around the world, kind of thing. And she's Carly, this thing, which we'll talk about them in a minute. She's, just so overwhelmed. You can tell by the way that she's, accepting all of his, food and the place that they thought, because he's like, my wife made it all comfy and cozy. And like, listen, this right here doesn't look that great, but just the fact that somebody believes in their cause and took the time to set up this place for them, and she's grateful for that, I kind of sympathize with her. So then she gets this text, and it says, you took what was mine, and then it says, I'm going to find you and kill you. I want to know who this is. I know we all want to know who it is, but as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe she's, maybe there's another bad guy kind of thing. So then they're getting all comfy, cozy, and everything. And Interpol, they're on the wanted list. One of the dudes is all like, I'll try to get rid of it. And then this guy's all like, she's all like, if we're gonna be in this, we're gonna be in this. And this guy right here is all like, one nation, one people, kind of one world, one people. I can't remember what he started saying, and they started, and it's because she says, everybody came back, and everybody was so worried about all the people that came back, they forgot about the people that were still left. And I kind of get that. Like, what would we do? What would you and I do if half of the world just disappeared, and then one day they all just came back, and everybody's all like, oh, yay, everybody's back. And it's like, yeah, but I'm the one that had to go through 5 years without all these people around, and now I'm supposed to just be all happy-go-lucky kind of thing. So it's very interesting to see the psychological things that are going on with these people, that had to stay behind, and now they're having to deal with this kind of stuff. So then they're on the plane, and Bucky's pissed. And they're talking. I can't remember what they said in this scene. Sorry, I just got done watching it. Please don't be mad at me. But they go, oh yeah. He's all like, they're talking about the super soldier serum, and Bucky's all like, I'm going to introduce you to somebody. I'm going to take you to somebody. So they go to Baltimore, and they go, this is the line that I didn't like, because it was like very cheesy. So he's all like, hey, it's Black Falcon. And he's like, I'm just Falcon. What, you're just saying I'm Black Falcon because I'm black? And he's like, what are you, black kid? I was like, cheesy line. That's not a good line. The writer of this could have came up with something better than that. I mean, like, come on. You probably went to a fancy school. You can come up with a better line than that. because this kid's fake laugh. And he's like, oh, I got him. I'm like, you didn't get him. I saw that line coming a mile away. So they get to this house and he's all like, I want to speak to Isaiah. And he's like, Isaiah, there's nobody that lives here. And he's like, tell him the guy from the barn. I can't remember exactly what he said. But then he goes in and then they go inside and Isaiah's sitting here. I can't remember this actor's name, but he's been in stuff before and I do like him. He's got great facial features. He's definitely, as soon as I saw him, I was like, hey, I don't know that guy's name, but I remember him. And so they're talking to him and he's all like, hey, I remember you. I remember whooping your ace and everything and tearing off half your arm. Looks like, I just want to see if you grew the arm back. And he's all like, and then he says something in this. He's all like, hold on, I'm trying to, he says, you either came here to kill me or something else. I can't remember. And he's like, I'm not a killer anymore. And he's like, oh, you think you can just wake up one day and decide what you are and decide what you're not and everything. And I thought that was very interesting because even though Bucky is trying not to be a bad guy, he still has the programming in him. That doesn't just go, you don't just flip a switch and that goes away. He's still a killer inside because he had years and years of where all he did was psychological conditioning for him to be an assassin. So the assassin is not gone and he goes to therapy to try to rid himself of that. I don't think he'll ever do it, but just to try to control that kind of thing. So he's like, hey, we need to talk about this. And he throws this little metal box up against the wall and it goes into the wall. And he's like, I don't want to talk about this. And he's like, you need to get out of my house. What they did to me, I was a hero and they put me in a cell and they came in and they took my blood. And, I was in prison for 30 years. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. I feel bad for this guy because it sucks because he was wrongfully imprisoned and that does happen in the world and it's very unfortunate. But you can look at and Anthony Mackie, he's got such great facial. Look at his face right there. That's a really great look right there. He's a good looking dude. Well, they're all good. That's the problem with these Marvel characters. They're all freaking good looking. I like this look right here because when his eyes rolled in the back of his head like this shot right here, I thought he was going to go like Hulk on their aces. I thought he was going to be all like, Ted, get out of my house. Boom. But he didn't. They left. And so they're sitting on the street and they're like arguing because he's all like, how come you didn't tell me about super soldiers before Captain America or whatever? And he's all like, I can't remember what his reasoning was, but so then the cops show up because they see them fighting and they're all like, is there a problem here? And they're questioning Anthony Mackie and they're giving him kind of a hard time. And they're like, can I see your ID? And he's like, I'm not going to give him my ID because, Bucky's like, just give him your ID. It's like, I'm not going to give my ID. I didn't do anything wrong kind of thing. I have thoughts about this, but I'm not going to go into it because but the cop is like, being kind of a douche until this cop tells him that he's Falcon. And I was all like, that's what it took for you to calm down. So then they have to arrest Bucky because Bucky's got a warrant out for his arrest because he missed his parole psychiatrist appointment. She shows up. He's like, thanks for getting him out. And she's like, I didn't do it. It was Captain America. And he's like, listen, do your thing. And then I need to talk to you guys. So she's like, session now. Mackie, come with. So they're sitting down here and we saw this from the trailer. And she's all like, we need to talk about this. Who wants to go first? And obviously neither one of them do it. And so they get close and everything. And she's like, are you having a staring contest? Stop the staring contest. Who wants to go first? And Mackie goes first. And he's like, why did you give up the shield? And he's like, this again kind of thing. And he's like, listen, Captain America gave you that shield because he believed in you. And if you gave away the shield and he doesn't believe in you, what does that say about me? Because Captain America also believed in Bucky. He believed Bucky could change and be a better person. And so, that I think is he's internalizing it and he's thinking like, now what's wrong with me? And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with Bucky. What happened to him wasn't his fault. And Anthony Mackie, he's, Sam, he says, he right here, he says, listen, we're going to solve this flag smasher thing. And then I'm going to squash this. We're going to be done. I'm not going to talk to you. You're not going to talk to me. We're going to go our separate ways kind of thing. And he's like, good. And then he's like, thanks, Doc, for making it weird. And then, they leave. And he's like, So then they're sitting here, and the new Captain America and sidekick show up, and they're talking. They're like, long story short, he's all like, you guys you need to work together. And they're like, we don't work. We're not going to work with you. And he's like, fine. Then I'm going to give you a good word of advice. Stay out of my way. And I was like, oh, it's going down. Oh no, he did it, kind of thing. Because even though he can throw that shield and everything, I don't think he has super soldier serum in him. He might, but I don't think he does. So they walk away. And when he asks him, why did you give up the shield? And he's like, and he says, he might have said it earlier. He's like, I did what I thought was right. And I agree. What can you do? You just do what you can at the time, the best you can. And that's all you can do. So then we go over to the Flag Smashers, and they're loading up a plane, and they're all like, yo, they found us. We need to get out of here now. And I don't think it's the government that found it. I think it's the person that texted her that found them. Because there's a dude in there. And then this guy right here is all like, go, I'll hold them off so you guys can get away. So she's like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And then before he leaves, he tells her, one world, one people. And I thought that was sad. So then this guy, he goes over and he knocks over this pole and stops all the thing. They get on the plane and everything. And he's standing there in front of all these people. And she watches him get shot, and he dies. He gets shot up. And then they get away. And there's a dude that's all like, he's like, oh, and everything. He's like, they got away. And I think that he's talking to his boss, the guy that she stole from, which I'm very curious to see who that is. I'm very curious. I'm wondering, I have an idea of who it is, but I don't want to say, because I don't like, getting wrong. And this is the part where Anthony Mackie's like, listen, I did what I did the best I could. And then he's all like, we need to go. He goes, Isaiah is from Hydra. We need to go talk to Baron Zemo. And then they play this really great music. And then we get to hear where Zemo is in a cell. And then that's where the episode ends. And I just have to say, I really liked this episode a lot. I thought it was good. I liked seeing, not only just, I liked seeing the point of views from every single person. Like, you got to see the Flag Smashers' point of view. You got to see the new Captain America's point of view, him as the new Captain America. And you got to see Bucky and Falcon trying to figure out this relationship and try to work together. But obviously they are like combative a little bit, but I feel like they're like frenemies, but like at the same time, they're friends because they just both want to do good, kind of thing. So I can't wait to see what happens with this show. I'm very curious to where they're going with this show, because if this is a political thriller, I'm not getting political thriller vibes from it. But at the same time, do I need to? Because it's Marvel, it's a show. I likes it. I'm very curious also to see how this fits into Black Widow, because I did see that this movie does fit into Black Widow, because this was supposed to come out right after Black Widow. This show was supposed to come out, it was supposed to be Black Widow hit, then this show, then WandaVision. But because of COVID, they just like, WandaVision's done. We're just going to put this out first, and everybody can figure it out, where these things fit chronologically in the storyline. There was also a spoiler alert. Stop listening if you don't want to know. But Florence Pugh's character, Yelena Babovich, I don't remember her name. The new Black Widow. She'll be probably the new Black Widow. Her character is supposed to show up in this show at the end, like a cameo. But I don't know if that's still going to happen, because they might have had to change things because Black Widow is coming out later. But we'll see. So tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? What was your favorite part? What was your least favorite part? I know you love that fight sequence. Don't try to lie. And everything. Tell me, what are you expecting to see? Who do you think the big bad guy is that Kari, the Flag Smasher, stole from? Who do you think it is? I have a theory. If I don't want to say, I don't want to be wrong. Anyways, but go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys on the next Falcon and Winter Soldier episode. You guys have a good day. Bye.